Welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast, your number one opinion source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola as he sounds off on the latest movies, TV, music, gaming, comic books, and more. Now, here's the man of the hour, Marco Mazzola.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast. We are going to be talking about Masters of the Universe. Talking is kind of a strong word. Maybe, I think maybe crapping on this wonderfully put together movie. But let's go around the room and say hello to our ranters. Hello, Bruno.
I have the power.
Hello, Mila.
Hello.
And hello, Larry.
Hey.
Hey. All right, gang. So, Masters of the Universe. Not He-Man.
Not He-Man, right.
Just Masters of the Universe. So we if you listen to our previous episode, we talked about Superman 4. Same production people.
Yeah, the Canon Group.
And you can tell by right away, it is the same people.
This movie sucked on so many different levels.
Well, we're just going to jump right into it. Absolutely, it did. So this is also from 87, starring Dolph Lundgren. God help us. And trying
He does.
That's right. And Frank Langella as Skeletor, chewing up the scenery in every damn part he's in this movie. Like, it was almost like that made the better part of the movie because he's just chewing it up and making it worse.
I hated that.
The second he showed up on screen, I was like, dude, what's his face right now?
What is
that? What's going on his face?
I mean, we're talking about 87, so
I don't care. That was
there it
bad.
is. But animation was not, CGI was not what it is today, so there wasn't a whole lot of motion capture. So they had to physically make his head look like a skeleton.
Well, yeah,
how do you do that with a real head?
But
where nowadays it's just CGI, right? You know what I'm saying? So
it's possible. I think
not in 87 it wasn't. Not even, and this wasn't decent, but they wouldn't even, if they had tried it wouldn't have worked. They wouldn't have been able to do it back in 87. Take the guy's complete head off and make it a feasible for production for a movie.
I mean, you can see it done well in when they did the Red Skull, right? In the Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
when
that was CG.
That was CG with the skull and the face.
Right. That's what I mean. But
really
that was
well
not
done,
87.
We didn't have that back then.
Not 87.
Not 87.
Right. So Meg Foster played Evelyn. Billy Barty played Gwildor. We'll get to this whole part. We have Courtney Cox and Robert Duncan McNeil from Star Trek.
Very early Courtney Cox.
Very
young, rather.
That was when she was actually attractive. I think she's done so much to her face.
She's done a lot. There's been a lot
like
of
feet
altering. And
I'm not saying she was like the end-all be-all, but she was like...
She was the girl, the girl next door. I mean,
so she had a lot done, but it seems like more recently it's gotten better. It did. Like I saw some of her stuff. Like
I saw one I thought was recent. She looked like a train wreck.
There was one I saw recent, but like in the last year or two, I saw some more recent stuff. It's kind of it almost like they went backwards on it a little bit. Like they rewound it a little bit, so she looks a little bit more human and not so snake lizard like. Yeah. So we have James Tolkien. Plays the detective Lubick. We all know him from
Slacker
from Back to the Future. That was great. And Chelsea Field played Tila. Christina Pickles, I laugh at that name every time, played the sorceress. Now, first of all, I want to get into why this movie sucked because it's a He-Man / Masters of the Universe movie, and it feels like a He-Man Masters of the Universe in name only. Because there's about 4 or 5 characters from the show, and the rest are all made up bullshit. Because you have He-Man, this cartoon, which was based off, we know, of the toys. The toys drove the cartoon. The cartoon drove the sale of the toys. There's like 1.5 billion characters, right? They did every week. They're coming up with a ton of new toys, so we got to put them in the cartoon. You use 3 of them for the goddamn movie. Like by 87, it was pretty flushed out of all the different characters. You had Beastman, which looked ridiculous. Right, Evelyn and Skeletor, for the bad guys.
Yep.
The rest of the bad guys were made up bullshit.
Made up for the movie.
No Triclops, no, what's his name, Snapjaw, whatever the hell. Nothing. There was no representation from the. As a kid in '87, I was 11 years old. Even I looked at it this is bullshit. I've been playing with these toys for the last 8 years, watching the cartoon. What the hell's happening right now?
I think you got to go in the Wayback Machine and sit there and say, just like we talked about when Superman 4 came out. The evil bad guys that were really kind of off the beaten path, not so human looking, I think were not going to be as attractive to the general population, right?
I challenge you. I challenge you because the only of the henchmen, Blade was the only
Blade
one
was the only one that was human.
There was
The
a
other
lizard
ones-
guy
yeah.
that they killed
Yeah.
off pretty early, Beast Man, and the other snake guy with the white hair and the little half cape
With the white blowout.
cloak. Yes, the white blowout. Like, they were all non-human.
They were all created
they looked kind of humanish, right? Like,
No.
Yeah, but like
No.
Triclops or
Look at
whatever.
the pictures of him.
But
I am.
Triclops is human, just with a spinny thing on his face. He's full on human.
I
Just
get
do
it.
him.
Yeah.
Like, you have a catalog of very popular characters that kids have been playing with for 8-9 years now. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
he came
All
out
right.
early 80s.
Second point, it was made by the Canon Group
Sure.
with no interest to actual material.
Oh yeah,
That's
and they,
what bothers me.
yeah.
And
think-
why
They've
do
got a
it?
track record.
Why do it? Because they're trying to make money. They're trying
Then
to capitalize
you're
on the
gonna make
He-Man.
more money if you actually put characters that are in the catalog in the movie. People go, I know that character. Oh, where's Snapjaw's my Trapjaw is my
Trapjaw.
favorite. Ram Man's my favorite.
Man,
That's
yeah.
like
I
the
mean,
only thing that
Are
could
you,
have
are you,
saved it.
are you
Is
suggesting
at least that.
these two like corrupt like dudes who are trying to make money? Every film in the world were worried about He-Man and
Okay. So I'm gonna take you on that point. But if you have this movie, you have this property, you are now making your art department and costume department and creative team come up with new characters on their own. That takes a lot of work. Or you can go, oh look, their character's already in the play. I can just use him.
I mean,
let me
I
just
agree.
pluck him and use him.
Yeah.
I don't have to
Yeah.
now.
we talked about it in Mortal
create new
Kombat.
characters.
Same issue, right?
Yeah.
Same.
I
Why
have
don't
to
you just
create-
use all the
it
ones?
takes a lot to create
Yeah.
and flesh out a whole new character,
Especially
versus
such
just
a large
using
cast.
one that's right there.
Of things.
Right?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That's
I'm just trying
that
to
was
think.
my point of it.
You know, I'm trying to put myself in
If
these guys'
you had
shoes,
a
which is
small
not
catalog,
easy.
which you needed to flush it out,
Yeah.
then you're going to have to create catalogs. This has one of the largest catalog characters because it's been around as a toy for so long, and the cartoon. You had no cringer. Orko, I could understand. They didn't use Orko, and they swept him with Griller because Orko floats, and it would have been really costly to make the little dude with no face float around.
Right.
Right. So, okay, I get that. I
Yeah, but
understand that.
yeah, but
the budget
even with
of this movie
Orko though,
sucked, and it kept going out
Orko
of
didn't come out.
budget.
Orko wasn't in He-Man right out the gate though.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah, he's in the
What?
cartoon from day one.
Really?
Oh, from day one, Orko's there.
Okay.
First episode, you got Orko. Yeah. I know because I rewatched it recently. I went back to the beginning.
My question is, why cast Dolph Lundgren?
I know.
Popularity
Right?
at the time.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
exactly
popular,
what it was.
but-
they needed a
When did
jacked
Rocky?
guy.
You think
We
they
needed
just-
a jacked
but-
guy.
but I would argue he's not
maybe
at the
there's a
time in
possibility he's good that he was-
1987.
7.
Yeah.
There were plenty of like bodybuilders who could speak English
So-
well.
He's also coming off of
Right.
Rocky
He's
4 in
coming off-
85.
yeah.
He's coming off of Rocky.
So they-
he's
they
popular.
grabbed the
They needed a
name.
jacked
Yep.
guy that's
Who was gonna
already
draw.
been in. Because I've thought about this. If you're going to do He-Man properly, you need a bodybuilder.
You
because
do.
He-Man was
You
jacked.
do.
The doll was jacked.
He-Man
the
was, like,
character. he was
over the
super-
top.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
he
was
was
obviously
like.
disproportionately a little from
No, he was
Right.
like an FBB
Yeah.
pro bodybuilder. Like,
Yeah.
a
Yeah, so
giant.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to get something like
Little bow
a Jay
legs.
Cutler or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
you need to get
Yeah, like a Jay Cutler would've been perfect.
Like a professional
A little
bodybuilder.
taller.
This is what they do.
And let's face it, you don't need a good actor. If you
Clearly.
look at the well, no,
Oh,
they hit that nail on the head.
I mean, come on, right?
Yeah.
But no, but my point is, like in the cartoon, and everything like that, he doesn't have a lot to say.
he's very stale.
I have the power.
Not a
and
lot
I'm
of
just gonna,
thoughts going on in that head.
punchy, fighty,
Fighty.
you know, eat your Wheaties, kids. I'm out of here, and does a little dip and run. That's
Yep.
it. Like that's it. You know what I mean? You know, Prince Adam has more to say than He-Man.
Yeah.
But you don't ever see Prince Adam in this
That
movie.
was one of
so
my
who gives a
things.
shit,
That was
right?
one of my things I
There's
had an
no
issue
Killer
with.
Randor. There's nothing, right? It's very, and again, now going back to even the good side, you have a weird-looking Man-at-Arms. The costuming sucked.
Yeah.
Tila, who looked nothing.
Nothing.
And I'm okay, like,
Yeah, no.
to some degree. Now, this
Yeah,
is the 80s.
it was unfaithfully reproduced.
Very, and so was Evil Lynn to a certain degree, but like let's say Tila, the character in the cartoon is very sexualized in her costuming.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was- it-
In 2022, you couldn't get away with it. In 87, you
they
would
would
absolutely get away
They
with
would have
that.
leaned into
Yeah.
it. Yeah, they would have leaned
Should
into
have
it.
had
Right?
less on, and
Yeah.
they didn't.
Yeah, that's
they
weird.
put her just in like almost like a flight suit of some kind.
Yeah,
like
that
a
is
gray
kind of
jumper.
odd.
Yeah.
That made no sense to me.
Yeah.
The sorceress.
Why
was-
not sexualize her if the time it wasn't
At
a
the
big deal?
87, right? Not to say
Yeah.
that we're not trying to say that's right. It's just
Right.
what they
But
did.
it's, yeah.
And then
the
they
thing-
surprised.
this one they just oddly
I'm
enough
surprised they
didn't.
did not.
Yeah,
the two
there's just-
dirtbags running.
Right.
I know, right?
Yeah.
They seemed kind of
Of all the
sleazy. You'd
things-
think they would definitely would have leaned into it.
Yeah.
They don't do that, and you're
Right.
like, what, really?
You know, I thought like Meg Foster as Evelyn. I thought she did a serviceable job for what she was given. The script sucked. beyond belief.
Script
And
was real bad.
The script was real bad.
Evil Lynn was pretty good.
She was pretty evil for like 87 as a kid watching. Like, okay, I buy her. I'm a little scared of her. She's a little menacing.
I think out of all of them, she probably did the best one.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I definitely think so. Like I said, I enjoyed Frank Langella's just because he was chewing up the scenery. And he was just so over the top. But Skeletor was over the top.
Right, but...
With his cackling laugh.
Okay,
and his, like,
but we didn't get the cackling laugh.
I was about to say, there was no cackling laugh.
Voice, which really bothered me.
We did not. I know I was disappointed by that.
I feel like we got a Shakespearean actor being fucking Skeletor. And I was like, for me... It was
poor casting.
It was poor casting. Yes. You see that he chewed up the screen. Absolutely, he did.
Supervillain.
It was super overacted. And I'm like, dude, what are we doing?
I mean, the He-Man cartoon was always overacted. Everybody was overacting the shit out of that.
There's nothing good about the cartoon.
No,
so you got to worry about when you bring it.
it.
Yeah, when you're bringing it into real world,
which
like,
drives
what
me crazy when people with the Kevin Smith version of Revelations.
You took my childhood away.
Really? Do you even remember? Have you watched those? Do you remember how bad they were? Like, go back and watch them. There's like 300 and something episodes. Go back and watch them.
Yeah.
Right? Like the new ones are like more.
There's more story to it.
There's more story. There's more depth.
More depth. Yeah.
Now, go back and watch those little one-off 20-minute shows. It was horrible, but we love them because it's nostalgia. But again,
it's nostalgia. That's it, though.
And then you have Billy Barty as Gwildor. And I get it, you had to replace Oracle, but did you have to replace him with this little troll?
Dude,
that was a strange. I was like, "What is this?" You know,
it was
like, where does it fit in?
It doesn't.
But that's their creative, a thought.
Yeah.
It's creating.
So.
It's creating a character for the sake of creating a character.
Yeah.
Like,
but they might have gone. They might have gone with the troll because wasn't there?
Is that right around Willow?
When did Willow and when did Dark Crystal come out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you had Willow, Dark Crystal, you had Legend that was really popular.
And that was all with like small little trolls and goblins and things
trolls
like that.
were big.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the 80s, absolutely.
Willow was 88, so it was a year after this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it was all within that.
Something that pissed me off about the movie.
Legend was 85.
So, because I got a very Legend.
Dark Crystal was earlier. That might have been like 84.
82.
82.
Yeah, it was 82.
But it's the 80s. We're getting trolls and goblins.
Trolls are big. Love trolls.
I mean, I see
80s.
why. It's just a weird.
Then you have like their version of Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Stormtroopers.
I was going to wait on this one.
Yeah.
Right from the fucking way the credits are done.
Just give me your notes, Larry.
I know. Just give me my notes. I got the biggest Star Wars feel out of this.
Yeah.
Like everything about
I got a little
Yeah.
Star
Oh my
Wars
God,
/ Babylon 5. Little Cylons, a little bit of
so
Cylons.
I never-
They're just like, they're black Cylons. With Cylons always,
Okay.
thrown.
Oh yeah.
I got
smaller,
stars like right out the gate. Like here he is. Here's Skeletor walking down the path. Don't.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
Zealand's Commandos or something like that. They
So
call
it's
them.
like
at one point.
you got the stormtroopers that are coming up to the side of him. It's Darth Vader walking. I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah.
That I had like
just stealing. Just stealing.
Yeah.
To me, this whole movie was an absolute ripoff of Star Wars meets Power Rangers.
I mean, it took inspiration from everybody, right?
I mean,
That's
Power Rangers
because
weren't there yet.
again, these guys were
because they
freaking
were
corrupt.
busy making up characters that didn't exist.
And-
didn't have time to make up everything else.
Although even with all this, like, ooh, let's make stuff and space stuff, I was excited to see like a bunch of different worlds. And guess where the randomized thing
Guess who we spend most of the
lands us?
time?
Dun da da da. Earth. I'm like,
back on Earth.
are you shitting
And where
me?
was it? I forget. It's not like LA or
'Cause I was
anything like that. But it's like just some random backwards town.
Yeah,
Ohio,
I was like,
somewhere
the
in
thing is,
Ohio, like
even
really
Iowa.
empty.
Yeah, even
It's a very empty town.
Yeah.
Notice most of the street scenes. There's nobody to be
Yeah.
found.
No
They
dancing
couldn't
in that
afford
town.
extras.
There's one point where like they're driving in, and I'm going to get to the car in a second. There's another car coming the other way. Where the fuck did he get the parts for that car? Where did he
How
get
did he create the new car?
the car? I get you found this car.
There it goes.
How do you create the parts to make this not a combustion engine? You make whatever the goddamn technology you have from Returnia with all these like screwed up looking controls
Right?
that look like they came from Returnia. You had your key. Did you have them jammed up your ass when you came through the portal? Where did this crap come from?
It all came from
Prison wallet.
Apparently, he has
prison purse. He had all his backpack.
That's the only
Like,
explanation.
in '87, I was 11, so I didn't really think about that. But in 2022, and I'm 46, I'm thinking about this shit. Like, why? How did that happen? How did he make that car in 5 minutes? By the way,
Yeah.
it was in
came
the
around,
same
like-
night.
No, they were
He's a
fighting,
troll.
and he
How
was
can
building whatever while they were fighting. 'cause
Yes,
they were in the
he makes his
So
car.
it's not even the same night. It's like Within
5 minutes, he's
It's
making
like,
this.
damn, you know what I could be doing right now?
Redesigns an entire
Making
car's
this car.
engine and propulsion system.
With a
These are
flux
masters of
capacitor.
the universe,
they
Marco.
are.
No,
He's
the one
an
who has all the
inventor.
power becomes the god masters of the
But
universe.
he's an inventor. Great.
Ah.
He's inventing ways to come up with parts out of thin air.
I mean, that's what you do.
Alien technology.
That's
from
what you do.
Shit you have laying around in Ohio. Where did this come from?
Can we talk about the 80s version of Tila? Chelsea Field killed it. She looked super cute.
She did.
Yeah.
She did.
She did.
The costume was
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous.
It was so 80s.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like, I'm like, oh, she's
Oh, the curly.
She's,
yeah,
she's looking really good. Yeah.
Yeah, she totally did.
That's part of like the whole.
Sorceress was a waste.
Yeah.
What a waste of that character.
Oh my god.
She stood there.
Yeah, she stood there the entire time. Most of it's an easy gig, but like,
I think she
Here's
actually.
what we need you to do.
and not even in a good costume, like not even a representation
No.
of the costume.
No.
Like, they couldn't have given a shit about representing the costumes at all. Forget about Skeletor's face.
Like,
I understand that's a makeup thing. You
the design-
challenge.
like-
They did the best they could.
They did.
Actually,
Like,
given that it was 87, I'm not.
the
that's
problem
pretty
with
good.
Skeletor's face, like from a distance, it's not bad. You get up close and you can see where the black mesh
Yeah.
was covering his nose. It was
Yeah,
supposed to look like
yeah, I
vacant
saw that. I was
space.
like,
you get close, you can see where it's like a Halloween mask, like fabric covering his nose.
The
You
fact
won't really
that
see it.
every time he talked, his mouth didn't move.
His mouth didn't
Yep.
move. So, and that's that problem with sort of technology or makeup back then is like, even with Billy Barty stuff, his mouth is gigantic.
Yeah.
So when it does open, you can see his actual mouth. Like in Spaceballs with Pizza the Hut,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can see his actual
Yeah,
mouth
yeah.
behind the mask.
I think that would have been worse if you could see all that, right? So
Yeah.
I think they
Yeah.
just opted let's not make the mask move.
Right. It was
Yeah.
bad. You could see it. You could see it. But like even in like '89 when they did Jack Nicholson's Joker, it was just carved, but his mouth didn't fully open all the way to his cheek.
Right.
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 You could
Right,
see his
yeah.
real mouth when they were just carved into his face. The grin was there, but it didn't open all the way. They kind of understood that. Like if we try to make this mouth open all the way, we're going to see his real mouth
Right, but
behind it.
I just feel like they
Yeah.
could have done so much more. I mean, not just with his, but like even like the regular like henchmen there, like the lizard looking one. I forgot their names, whatever.
Yeah.
Like
I thought the lizard-looking one kind of looked cool, and then he died immediately.
Sauron.
Like the first one to
that's-
die.
Well, yeah,
and I
well,
was
he was
like,
pissed.
I was like,
Yeah.
Karg was the lizard one.
oh.
And then Saurod was the white-haired dude.
no.
Or was it the other way around?
Yeah, the other way around.
Okay.
Because
Right.
I had to look him up last night
Okay.
actually.
Right.
And
then Anthony DeLongis played Blade, and he's a legit
Well,
sword master, like teacher.
he-
He
he's-
teaches. He did like a lot of the Highlander stuff as
he's
well.
he's a stunt coordinator as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
so
he's
that's why they created. They were like, all right, listen, we need somebody that actually can do this shit.
And can actually fight sword to
but
sword
we
with
need, but we
Dolph
need
Lundgren.
him actually in. So we're just going to create a character
Yeah.
for you.
Okay.
Unbeknownst
Still
to me, which
bullshit, but I'll buy it.
well, I mean that's yeah. He's also in Roadhouse, by the way.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Take a left.
Roadhouse. Left. Roadhouse.
Great episode. So yeah, and that's something that they did a lot, and I want to. I get it. I don't like it. Like why? Like you said, why are you creating these freaking characters when we already have
Catalog.
so many of them?
Mile-long catalog.
Now, is it really
That
because
just doesn't. That just makes no
The
sense.
only thing I can think of is, okay, they didn't have enough money to make it look like the guy's head spins. So what's the cheapest way we can
Yeah,
get
somebody
out of
behind him
this?
spinning it like a roulette
You know,
wheel.
yeah.
I said,
I want the knife.
Knife,
Please.
It's like the only thing I think of is like they looked around the stock room and said, "Hey, we've got a lizard outfit."
Yeah,
Boom.
Exactly what happened.
That's what we're using.
They weren't creating shit. They just went
Yeah,
to
I know.
the stock costume place
And
said,
they just thought-
we got this shit lying around.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big thing for me. Again, this is 87, not 77, where they created fucking Jabba the Hutt. By the way,
That was
This is-
83.
was okay 83. I said somebody said just because that's when it came out, but this is 1987. I feel that you should have more invested.
Yeah.
Like you should
But
have the
again, it was
technology.
canon. They had nothing
again,
invested.
and that's
This
like,
is what, 87? Did you say?
Yeah, it was the Canon Group.
This is a Canon
Yeah,
group,
this-
so this came out the same year as Superman 4. So right, because that we said it was 87. Right?
Oh my God,
it was
that's right.
The next
Oh
year.
my
So they were borrowing
This is
money.
two of the movies
so
out of
this
the,
is-
37 movies
So
they made
this
that
is
year.
why they didn't have any money for Superman.
Yeah.
Because they put some of it into this fucking piece of
They should
shit.
have cut 37 movies that year. They should have made 15.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
put
They
little
spent
more
a few $100,000 on this. I
Yeah.
think at best.
Yeah, but no, the budget kept raising. Like it was causing problems and delays and all kinds of shit because they were having budgeting problems.
Quick, we need more money to make
Constantly.
it shittier.
Yeah, they know they
Yeah, right.
needed more money just to finish the movie. There's a documentary on Netflix about it. I watched it. It talks about He-Man in general,
Yeah.
but then eventually it gets to the
It gets to
movie.
the movie.
It's like,
It
oh
gets
my
to-
God.
Now let's talk about this piece
Now
of
let's
shit.
talk about the horror show that we don't really want. To them, it's kind of like their Star Wars Christmas special. It's there, but we don't really want to talk about it. We're talking about the history of He-Man. This is,
But it's the only freaking movie that we have of He-Man, and that's a part that
Yeah.
kind of bothers.
No, on top of that, He-Man's got a good feathered do, right?
Yeah,
It's like an
wonderful.
80s like.
Why did he have a
feathered
cape
back.
on, by the way?
Right, thank you. Why is there a cape?
Yeah, the cape
He's
doesn't
never
make any
worn a
sense.
cape. What is the cloak for?
Did he not want? Did
didn't
Dolph
wanna see
Lundgren
his-
not want to
his
run
ass.
around and just ass cheeks?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I
Well,
get
he had
it,
his
but
little,
You could just
fur,
make a million
trunks.
lists of why did they so and so?
Yes.
Why did they blank blank?
But why
This movie
didn't
should be
they?
called
Why
Why
didn't
Did
they so what da da da?
That's this movie's new
That's
name. Why
this
did they?
whole movie. There's literally nothing about this movie that's like good.
Now,
No, I mean, but that's the best part of it, right? That's the kind of shit you wanna, let's say, like sit around and drink till it's good.
yeah, something like that would be great.
Like
We could totally do that.
you just sit there and you're like, hey, we should try that. we should do something like that. What do you think, Marco?
Like a series?
Yeah, like
That'd
a
be
series,
awesome.
maybe.
That'd be fun.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
That'd be awesome. Shade
Sign me up, I'm
Shade
in.
2 episodes. Brought to you by Shades.
there's so many bad things about this movie, though, man. Like,
Larry, having a hard time getting back into it.
I really am, yeah.
No, but honestly, like that's the fun part about it, right? That's why cult movies like this exist. That's
Yeah.
why they're so bad that they're funny to watch.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like you sit there, like literally, we talk about it, but like literally, like late at night, the shit comes on. You and your buddies drinking, sitting around drinking, and you're like, "Oh, this is so bad. Let's just watch it."
Nope.
And then like you just fucking laugh at it all night.
This is definitely for me. We're going to use one of your lines. I wouldn't watch this if it was on the back of my eyelids. This movie hurt me. It hurt to watch. And then I remembered, oh my God, this is the reason why I only watched it once when I was a little kid. This movie was bad.
You know for sure that you enjoyed all the little pew 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 and like they missed a lot and the black stormtroopers essentially just like firing from this weird position where they're holding like nobody knew how to hold a gun.
Nope. And like the Stormtroopers, they miss everything.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
one of the guys decided that he was going to lay down like a sniper, too. I saw that. Like, he just dropped, like, started shooting.
And
Yep.
then kept missing.
As stabilized as he still kept missing.
50 guys with guns are surrounding He-Man. Not one of them shoots at him.
No, one of them can hit this massive
that's
Well,
dude.
forget about hitting him. When they were on the roof, before they take him away, before he says, fine, I'll go with you, Skeletor, he decides, he grabs one guy and throws him at another guy.
Yeah.
Nobody else does anything. They're like, wow, that was cool.
Yeah.
Throw me
They're like,
next.
Strong.
they're like, damn, look at him
He's
go.
so friggin'
Fascinating.
strong.
I mean, that's the way it happens in movies.
Oh my God, it's
one guy
He-Man.
attacks at a time. That's the rule.
That's right. There is-
Everybody has to follow
There is
that.
no
I mean,
Nobody piles on.
We want to see what they can do. Let's see what he can do.
Joe's been
jump
wanting
in.
to take He-Man down for a long time. Let's
Yeah,
see
he's
if he
been
can do
mouthing
it.
off on how tough he is back at the fire, back at the
Go ahead,
station.
Jerry. Your turn, Jerry.
Yeah, it's like,
Back
I
at
bet
the
I could
castle.
take him.
He's been mouthing off.
Whoops.
Let's see what he can do.
You
thinks
died.
he's so big
Fuck
and
you,
bad.
Jerry.
He thinks he's so big and bad. Let's see what he can do. Oh, Jerry got fucked up.
There he
Fucking
goes.
Jerry.
Head rolling down the street.
Head
what
rolls.
a shame.
So let's. I mean, we got to. You did mention it, Mila, obviously, but the fact that it goes to Earth, like, what is
Like-
the point?
It definitely should have been another planet.
Especially the
It
thing
didn't
is,
have to be any other planet.
like,
Just be on Eternia. Like,
Yeah, it should have been on Eternia.
The whole
Yeah.
movie should just take place on Eternia.
of
I would
course.
have been okay
I
with
don't
that.
Yeah.
need to see
Yeah.
this going to Earth. I don't need to see He-Man
Yeah.
meets, goes to New York. I don't
Yeah.
need to see that.
Yeah, but remember, if
and-
they did on Eternia, I'm sorry.
No,
Go ahead,
yeah.
Mila.
And the thing is, again, this keeps happening. I'm not big on He-Man. Like, I've never seen any other He-Man stuff. So I was like, oh, what the hell? So I watched this movie, and I'm like,
Wait.
I'm like, yeah, no.
Was this your first intro to He-Man?
You know what's funny?
It was.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I'm so
No, but
sorry.
don't worry.
Yeah,
I was like,
ruined her for the
I was
franchise.
like,
Don't let-
I was like, look,
don't take
this
this
is,
one.
yeah, no, I did not. I was like, this is not. I was like, no, this doesn't count.
The cartoon's
This
better.
doesn't.
That's not counting.
This
Right.
shit,
Go watch the
this
cartoon.
shit, this shit doesn't count.
No.
So,
New ones,
but the
old
thing
ones,
is,
go watch them again.
I'm
Think any
watching
of
it,
them-
so all I
Anything's
recognize is He-Man and Grayskull, and I'm like, okay,
Which
and the
didn't
power
look
of
like Grayskull either.
Which,
No, he did
which
not.
I was like,
You
I was
got-
like,
Hey, you know what? He
That's-
wasn't
that.
blue enough.
yeah, that's why I was so pissed off about it.
probably
Was I
because
was
he's
like,
older.
Green
I
stuff.
only know 2 characters, He-Man and Skeletor, and I hate both of them.
Both of them.
So there's that.
Both
and
of
then
them. I
I'm
hate
like,
both
well,
of
at
them.
I hate
least
both.
it's cool because they're in space and we can go to different planets. I'm like, oh, that sounds so awesome. And he's dialing this thing in. We could end up anywhere. I'm like, anywhere?
Anywhere?
And then they're like in
Anywhere.
this forest. I'm like, oh, I wonder where they are.
Oh,
And then he turns and it's a cow. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me.
What was a cow doing in the middle of the forest?
They were like in Iowa.
No, it was like
I'm
one
sure
of
there's
those-
cows everywhere.
No, it was like
Marco,
no,
it was a
it was like-
free-range cow.
Sure, it's not on a pasture anywhere grazing. It's in the middle of the forest.
But then I was like,
It's a cow in the wild.
I was like,
You
and
don't
for a
see that
shining
often.
moment,
You don't
for a
often
shining
see
moment,
cows in the wild,
I was
in the
like,
forest at all. You really don't.
For a shining moment, I was like,
Do you have a lot of
God,
forest in Iowa?
I hope that it's like a space cow, at least.
A
So
space
then
cow.
they keep
Then it
walking and
shoots
they're not
lasers out of
on
its
Earth.
nostrils.
Yeah, whatever it is, and then they walk and it's like a fucking like
It's a cow.
cafe, and I'm like, I'm done. No, I can't do this. I'm like, you kidding
God
me?
damn it, we're on Earth.
And then we got the boyfriend girlfriend like plot. I'm like, what happened
Yes.
to space?
Yes.
Well, you got to have a love interest.
This is
You
what the
gotta have a
story's
love
gonna
interest.
be.
Oh, there's a million other ways they could have gone with a
Stupid.
love interest
So
without
stupid.
bringing in a couple of humans.
The funniest part about that was, what's the guy? What's the thing's name? Dickwad? Grillwad? What?
Grildor.
Him? Eldor?
Dickwad.
Yeah, that guy.
Bogart.
When he was Bogart, she's from the other show. When he was talking to the cow, he goes, "Let me communicate with it." Moo, moo. That to me, I laughed a little bit. I was like, "That's pretty funny, fucking idiot."
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I gotta
He
say.
can speak cow.
You can speak cow.
That's
Maybe
great.
it won't get the car.
Maybe-
Well,
you know what's
Remind me
funny?
of Dory
Yeah.
speaking
That's what I was
whale.
just going to say.
It'd be funnier if he couldn't. He just starts trying to moo to the cow, and the cow's like, "Fuck is this guy?"
yeah, like,
That'd be awesome if the
Who
cow
is this
spoke
guy?
English.
But you know why they were
wrong
on
with you,
Earth,
little
right?
man?
Because these guys had no money, no budget, and they were like, "Well, we're not
Where
going to
can we
make a
film
fake
this?
world. We're just going to use Earth."
Yeah, that's that definitely eased up the budget a little bit.
Write it so we're on Earth.
Budget
Get
cut.
it, guys?
Yeah, get it. Let's get off the expensive planet really fast. 15 minutes good for you? Print it. It works for me.
And it's a job.
It's a joke. Let's go.
Perfect.
We're on Earth. Fantastic for 90% of this movie.
And it's not even a big city either. It's like the middle of nowhere.
It's
too.
middle and very-
There's that
it's-
too.
no, it's one of those towns that things like dancing is illegal.
Yes, and everything closed up at like 7 because when they were driving down that street, they ain't
Nobody.
nobody find. They're on the street.
It's like going to Beverly Farms.
Everybody's like they're
after
doing
6
their
o'clock.
march.
Nothing's going on in Beverly Farms area. Nothing happens after 6.
They're doing their like parade march down the center of town. Ain't nobody to be
Nobody's
found.
there.
Nothing. Nobody like walking
'Cause everyone's in the
around,
parade,
nothing,
because that's it. That's all the people in
Obviously,
it.
a movie with a budget, there would be like people running and scared and trying to duck.
Yeah, you'd
into
have
stores.
extras.
You'd have extras.
Yeah, these guys no extras.
There was like no extras. The extras were
But do you
all in
pay
the
extras? You don't
stormtrooper
really
suits.
pay unless they have a line. You don't
I
have
mean,
to pay them.
Yeah, I think you got to pay them.
Yeah,
some
you gotta
amount.
pay 'em.
You probably pay them some.
No,
No,
a lot of
I
times
thi-
you
I-
don't.
I think the only
You just
way that you have to
volunteer.
pay
I bet
for
you
it,
in
like, you get, like,
1987
lunch.
you had to pay extras.
But I bet
No.
I think that the only
I bet it'd be the other way around.
The only way
We're
that
all
you get
bitchy
paid
now.
is if you have a speaking role.
Yeah.
And then that's how you get your SAG card.
Right nowadays, you
all
can
right,
still
maybe,
you can
maybe.
volunteer to be
Oh.
an
I know in
extra movie.
Superman that was an issue. They couldn't have. Remember when he went to the when Superman went into the UN to speak about we're going to get rid of all the missiles.
Yeah.
When he walked in, there was like 50 people around him, and he walked into the city hall and whatever. There should have been like thousands, right? Like, and I think they couldn't afford all those people.
Yeah. I was going to get him down there because we were like, Superman 4, fuck this.
Well,
I want to go be on the He-Man
Should we
movie.
go? Nah, let's go He-Man.
I'm just gonna wear
Let's go He-Man
stormtrooper
casting
suit
call.
and miss.
There's nobody here.
Should we get the fuck out of here?
Come on, guys. This isn't funny anymore. Where's everybody?
Let's go.
Larry, you look perplexed.
Oh, no, because we were talking about Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, it looks nothing like... It looks more like Snake Mountain than anything.
What I've been doing is finding the images.
Well, yeah, you find the image from the movie versus the cartoon, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
There's no reason to.
They could have easily
you
just
painted that.
replicated
It's
the
a
cartoon.
painting.
Yeah.
Oh, Larry
Nice
needs a new
job,
phone.
Larry.
Larry has some issues. All right. Yeah, well, it looks nothing like it.
Nothing. It's a background painting.
It's,
When you're the white, it's just a painting. Just paint it like the goddamn
it was
cartoon.
like It looked like a.
What are you doing right there? What are you doing?
It looked like a tower.
Get that salt shaker, Larry.
It looks like a radio tower.
Yeah,
with some things
spikes.
coming off the side.
Yeah. Like spirals and spikes coming off the top.
Sure.
Right, like Disney Castle or something like that. Oh yeah, it is ridiculous. There's no reason for that.
I thought about why?
Right, paint the one from the cartoon.
Or
Have
you know
one
what?
of the animators do it for you.
Or you know what? If you didn't want to, if that's the way that you're going to go, just don't show the fucking castle. You don't need to.
Yeah, but it's that thing of like, no, we got to make our own.
The
No, you
inside,
don't.
the inside didn't look like it, so why do you have to
We
make
have
it?
to make it our own version. No, you don't. You actually don't. Just do the one that everybody's been watching for the last 10 years. Idiots.
Idiots.
What the hell? Been watching this cartoon since
Stupid
like
ass.
82 or whatever. Just do that. That's all you have to do. Look, hey guys, paint this.
Hey,
They've already done it for you. Paint this. Okay.
Yeah, why are you recreating all that?
Why are you recreating? Why are you reinventing the wheel?
Yeah.
You have a
I mean, if you were
history
gonna,
of stuff.
if you're gonna recreate things, why don't you just?
And I can get behind the
I don't
characters.
know.
I get it. They went to the prop house.
They went to the prop house and
And
said,
they
"What do we
found
have
some
kicking
chaos
around?"
and
So
some
did they do the same
makeup
thing
and
with
some
this?
masks
Go,
flying
hey,
around, yeah.
what kind of
And
images
they
do we
probably pieced
have?
it together, right? It wasn't the exact
Duct
Wizard from
tape
a movie.
and super glue, you know.
Yeah. So fix the world.
Crap together.
Fix the world right there.
What about the super
their
cool
world, it
fight
still sucks.
scenes?
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
That's right.
That was a good show.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, until they rebooted it in the third season.
It wasn't bad.
Third season was crap, and the reboot was ugh.
The way that
First
third
two
se-
were good, though.
The
Yeah, the
third
first two
season,
seasons
the,
were
the third
solid.
season seemed a little longer than two. The reboot wasn't as bad. It could have been worse. Could have been better. I
was
take it or
hoping
leave
for
it.
better. I was hoping for
I
better.
was hoping for better. What do you think about
They
the
went the
super
other way
cool?
with that.
I know. What did you think about the super cool fight scenes?
Oh, there were fight scenes?
I mean, that's
They were like-
Okay, so right from the
karate.
beginning, I actually noticed that. From the karate.
Karate.
Right from the beginning, especially that first one when He-Man's fighting the stormtroopers, they couldn't have got closer unless it was unless it was Homeland as on the boys. They couldn't get closer on him. Like there was not. You saw an elbow, you saw an ear. Like there was no fight scenes. Like he was fighting nobody because they were like so close up. You couldn't see any of this happening. Like we don't really know how to do this, so just shoot close. This doesn't
Yeah,
look real
we're
at all.
gonna-
Get some film of him like moving a little
Yeah,
bit.
throwing a fake punch at nothing because
yeah.
doesn't look right.
Yeah,
He was moving so fast.
The
You
Yes.
sword
couldn't see
swinging
it.
around a little
Yeah.
bit.
Just get close.
You know?
Yeah,
Get-
the sword work was awful. Also, I thought.
sword work was absolutely
Yeah.
horrendous.
I thought
Which is
It was-
sad
it
because
was
of who
very,
you had
like-
doing the
it
sword
was-
choreography,
it's
but
so bad.
you can only you can't fix stupid.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I was,
you know what I mean?
I was surprised that it was
and
so
they were
bad.
like, "Hey,
Yeah.
here's a big guy who, just did a movie about boxing, so maybe he can swing a sword." Oh, you can't swing a sword.
No.
It's terrible.
Shit.
Well-
what do we do now?
It's like in the
We've
office.
already got
when
him
he gets
signed,
taken
right?
Keep going.
basketball because he's his ringer and he just can't play basketball. Like, you gotta be kidding me! The Renner's like, I thought he could swing a sword. You got to be kidding me! No,
Yeah.
no, he's good. No. But don't forget, no budget, so there wasn't like they had 8 months worth of sword work with this guy. Nowadays, like when they do like Star Wars,
Right.
those guys
Yeah,
train.
they train
Yeah.
for hours on end,
Oh
too.
yeah, to make it look real. That was not happening.
He
Like, you ever-
trained
I-
for
you
ever
maybe
been to a
3
store
minutes,
before?
swung
He
it
might have
around,
had an
went,
hour.
"This is
Here's your
cool."
sword. In an hour, we're doing a fight scene.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
I
this is
hate
heavy.
to always have to go back to the well of, well, it's an 87. No, it's the budget. No, it's 87. It's the budget. No, for nothing. Again, just like
There were better movies in '87.
there are so many better movies that actually figured it
but
out.
those better movies probably didn't have that shitty budget.
Didn't have the budget.
It's a
had a much
cop
better
out.
budget.
But
I
where
agree
is
with
it?
you. It's a cop out to
Right.
say it was the budget, but
But where do they
it
spend their
kinda
fucking
was.
money?
Yeah, it
Clearly,
was.
Yeah.
So, but if you have, let's say, $20, right? Are you going to spend 18 of it on one thing and then only 2 on the other?
These guys did.
These guys did because they clearly had no idea
Yeah.
how to run it. That's why they're not in business anymore.
Yeah.
They had no
Yeah.
idea actually how to run this shit,
I
this
just-
ship.
I mean,
That's why
how
they went bankrupt,
how much did they have to pay Principal Slacker? Dolph Lundgren at the time was probably maybe not getting top dog, but he was getting dollars.
expensive, for sure.
So it's like I don't. Did you spend all
Yeah.
your money on this one guy and go, fuck? Let's see what happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
We got to get the name because nothing else is going to draw people into this movie. You know what I mean? So you have to get the name on this guy. Budget was $22 million estimated.
Jesus. So
Gross,
wait a minute. Which
gross
one?
worldwide is $17 million. So clearly hasn't made its money back yet in all these years.
Still okay, but all right. At $22
So they
million
had a budget.
for a B movie, they had that. I mean, this is an '87. They had a decent budget. You would assume so.
I mean,
Yeah, I think it was, but it
If you-
wasn't that at the beginning, and they had to keep going back for more money because they were just like because they needed more money to
so
finish.
to
the
give
movie.
you a comparison, Superman was slated for $37 million, and then they cut it to 17. So if you want to figure the average movie was like 40-ish million, 22 is half.
That's about half of it, right?
So that's a half budget movie. I don't know the real numbers.
Yeah,
but I'm just going.
I wonder, like, if there's a way that like we could compare like other movies that came out at that time to see what their budget was, like kind of like the same thing. Because I mean, all
right. Well,
you have the interwebs right in front of you.
I'm looking right at it here, staring right at the old interwebs. So let's take another.
Take a good movie.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Smash hit. Howard the Duck, 37 million estimated.
Yeah, so
but
there's
gross
your half.
worldwide is 37.9.
Yeah, I mean, it was a terrible movie.
Made 962,000.
Again, a terrible movie.
I saw that movie on HBO.
I saw the movie in the theaters.
But 37 million.
Because it was 86 and I was 10.
Terrible movie, right?
It was 86.
All right, so it's on par.
We'll do our Howard the Duck episode.
22
eventually.
is what these guys got.
We'll get to Howard the Duck eventually, but that was like
so that's a shoestring.
That was
right.
completely wrong. Howard the Duck was like, hey, look, kids movie, duck titties. So like that was
weird. That whole
super
movie
weird.
was really strange.
That was really weird.
Yeah.
Every time I see things, I haven't seen it, but every time I see things about that movie, I'm like, what?
And everything on the duck world was like the Earth world, but just in a duck way. And like, why?
In the
why?
Earth the duck Earth is shaped like an egg.
Yeah,
It's just really shitty.
because that's where they come from. Our eggs.
Yeah.
Naturally.
I mean, makes
But anyway,
sense.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that movie eventually.
I would,
People
what?
come from Earth, ducks come from eggs. Easy.
I think I watched
Simple.
Howard the Duck a couple of times, and I didn't have a problem with it. There's definitely some odd parts to it.
It's a wicked shitty movie. But we'll get to that one.
I mean, it was entertaining.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with these shitty movies. If they're on, I'll still watch them. I don't care if I have nothing to do. How the Duck's on, I'll fucking watch it.
Listen.
I'm not doing anything like. I'm not gonna put on something else. How the Duck's on. Fuck, I'll watch it.
I'll tell you what.
Same
not
thing
the
with
movies I
He-Man.
saw this week, and I will never watch these things again.
The thing is, for me,
Silly as it sound, I will.
I'm a sucker for a good, not even for a campy movie.
Yeah.
So the thing is, this
This could
movie
be
is
campy.
kind of up my alley. So I didn't 100% hate the whole time watching it. Like, this sucks, it's awful. I was a little tired, so I wasn't really into it.
You also don't have the history with the character.
Yeah, but I also don't have the history, so I'm like,
You have no
No, I've got
comparison.
the history.
So
I didn't absolutely hate it. It's
What
just,
a weird, wacky, kind of campy movie that's really
Weird
shitty.
and wacky. I like that.
It was campy. I think
Yeah.
you nailed it. It was campy.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a campy movie. It wasn't
meant
a
to
good movie.
Yeah.
Was it
I don't
meant
think
to
it
be?
was meant to be campy.
I
No,
don't
I
think
think
it was meant to be campy.
I think they hope to make
That
some
way.
money and they hope to make it go mainstream, but I don't think it
That's
did.
what made it great. No.
Yeah, it was definitely campy. It was poorly made, and it was bad writing, and it was bad acting, and bad everything else. But it was kind of fun to watch because you're like, oh my god, this is so bad.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's almost entertaining, right?
Yeah,
and then
so-
you throw some
yeah.
dude who's jacked with no shirt on. Probably a lot of women were like, yeah, he's a handsome guy, right? And they had some pretty women in there, so it's
He
like,
just doesn't
yeah,
have
people
3
watch the
brain cells
movie.
to rub together.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to rip off some ideas from other movies that did
Yeah,
really
we'll take
well.
7 movies, mash them into one.
I mean,
Boom, bada bing, you got one of the worst movies ever.
Bada boom, bada bing.
But wait a minute. There's some stats you need to hear.
Ooh,
Awards.
stats.
awards.
Yes.
What?
It got awards.
Oh my
For
god!
what?
Please
No.
tell me it got.
Silver Scroll winner, outstanding achievement, Gary Goddard, director or whatever. Nominee, the Saturn Award, best science fiction film, best costumes, and best special effects.
No.
Wait.
Way.
What was this for?
The Saturn Awards.
What the fuck is a Saturn Award, and what award
It's an
system
award.
does
It's
it
the award
fall
system.
under?
It's the.
Hold on, wait, we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Their brains are in Saturn. That's
We're
why
not
it's
done
called
yet.
that.
Fantasporto, I don't know what the hell that means. International Film Fantasy Award, best special effects winner. Nominee, International Fantasy Film Award, best film, Gary Goddard.
No.
Wait a minute, we're not done, because now we're going to flip the script. Razzie Awards.
There we go.
I mean, that makes more sense.
Worst supporting actor. Who wants to take a guess?
Dolph Lundgren.
Oh no, he's a star.
No, he's a
Oh,
star.
supporting actor.
Skeletor.
Nope.
The Gremlin.
The Troll.
Yeah,
Billy Barty.
called
Yeah,
it.
Billy Barty. And Gwildor, the troll.
Boom. Did it win?
Dickwad.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah. Nice job.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Take it back. He was a nominee. He was a nominee.
Oh, just a nominee.
So he didn't even win that.
So how
You
should-
didn't suck well enough to win.
I know, how shitty do you have to be to not win that award?
That's right.
Like,
Well,
that's
yeah,
how
they can
bad
only give
you
it to
are.
one. So that has to be one worst. Like that has to be one best.
So I
he
got
was
the-
first loser.
Second place is the first loser.
I saw that whole movie. To me, again, just the costume design masks was absolutely horrible. It reminded me just like of a shitty Power Rangers, like when Power Rangers came out, like their monsters, like that's how bad
Putties,
they were. Yeah. was so bad. But from the beginning of it, I got a Star Wars effect, and at the end of it,
Super Star Wars. Super Star Wars.
beginning Super Star Wars and
Yeah.
Super Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
With-
yeah.
with
With
middle
like, the lightsaber
Super Star
battle.
Wars.
This one old lady sewing all the suits together. So Viola, so like the wind.
You know what this was
Three
My
like?
amigos.
grandmother will do it.
There were three amigos.
Yeah.
So Viola, so like the wind.
If you took Star Wars and mixed it with Flash Gordon,
Yeah.
It was definitely a
this
hugely
is what
Flash
you
Gordon.
get.
Yeah.
I got a lot of Flash
Yeah,
Gordon.
you're
So that's
absolutely
So
right.
for me, in the middle
Which
was
was
Flash
1980.
Gordon.
Nailed it.
Right, and Flash Gordon was like, because somebody was like, "Oh shit, Star Wars worked. Let me do this." Oh, this was bad.
Oh, we'd missed the boat.
We missed the boat on that. So
Yeah.
I feel that that's what this was. It was like if you took those two movies, put them together, you get Masters of the Universe.
Yeah. I mean, he's still the strongest Masters of the Universe guy. Strongest Avenger.
Strongest Avenger. I gotta tell you though,
100%.
that Flash Gordon's made some money.
Wow,
$20 million
dude.
estimated budget, $27 million.
That's a
total.
campy movie.
Oh, yeah, we'll get
that's
With a great soundtrack.
Cult favorite.
Yeah,
Great soundtrack.
yeah. There's so many, and we'll get there. There's so many of these movies to torture and to revel over. So what else? Did you have any other notes, Larry? Since you've been the note guy all day.
Larry the Note Guy.
Well, I mean, I was watching this going, I want to shit all over this, but I need to have some sort of like.
So I remember seeing like
reasons.
Robert Duncan
organize
McNeil
your
in
thoughts.
Star Trek
Hatred.
Voyager, and not remembering that I had seen him before because he was so young in this movie. Then I went back
Right.
and watched. Not this time, like a while ago. I went back and watched this movie for whatever random reason. I was like, oh my god, that's Tom Paris from. You know what I mean? I knew Courtney Cox was in it, but I had never recognized him.
You know what? When I saw her name come up on the screen, I was like, "Oh shit, Cody Cox is in this."
I'm sure she's thrilled to have this on her
Yes.
resume.
Well, listen, it's like, have you ever done anything other than Friends? Yeah, I did. I did this shitty movie back in the 80s, but we don't talk
He-Man
about
movie.
that. Oh, she goes, I did something in the 80s. Oh, the Bruce Springsteen video. We saw that. No.
No, this is
I did
worse.
something
That was
else.
Oscar worthy compared to that.
Yeah.
That's why
Just
she was familiar. Just Courtney Cox. It wasn't like
Friends.
no, yeah, no.
Friends.
I
Scream.
Well, yeah, no, I know, but like,
Yeah.
but like, I as I was watching the movie, I was like, she looks kind of familiar, but I didn't really like look into it. But then you just said it just now. I was like, looked it
And
up,
James
I was like,
Tolkien,
oh,
he plays the detective. He plays the same goddamn character. It is. You know what I mean? It's the principal right over again. Just has a badge.
It's him.
Yeah, that's his persona. Like, has he ever done anything else?
Asshole.
No, and like his demeanor doesn't change.
Ever.
Like it's
Ever.
not just
He's-
you
he's a
praise him.
one
It's
trick
one-dimensional.
pony.
He's
Smart ass.
so
Definitely
one-dimensional. Like,
Yeah.
it makes sense for him to be a cop / or a principal, but it's like, if you're going to play those parts, play it a little different. No, oh no, you're
No.
not. You're going to be the same. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like Reginald Val Johnson. He's got to play a cop in everything he does. Even when he's on a sitcom, he's a cop.
Why, when they left
So if
Eternia,
you look at his IMDb, right? It's like FBI agent, FBI special agent, Agent Price, Commander Hondo, Coach Phillips. Like it's just Commander
the same-
Cyrus
It's the same
Quinn, different
character
show.
over and over
Yeah,
again.
it's just the same actor doing the same shit over and over again. Good lord, yeah,
When-
he definitely leaned into that one. So agent,
I mean, when you're
Agent
good at one
Sterling,
thing-
Coach
He's
Silva.
got
Go with
one
it.
Go with
character,
it.
and by God,
with
is he
it.
going to play that
Yeah.
character?
And listen,
Play the
yeah,
shit out of that character.
One job
Sergeant
on this
McClane in
ship.
Tales from the Crypt.
I have one job.
That's right.
There's a throw-in for a shitty movie.
Yeah, you had one job.
Another shitty movie.
We'll get there.
We already did.
Oh, Galaxy Quest is
Galaxy
fantastic.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
just circle back around to
Galaxy Quest is fantastic.
Yeah, this
That's a
table.
great
Yeah, this
movie.
table is definitely split on that.
definitely
one.
divided.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are definitely wrong about that.
What I don't understand
I agree,
is
Bruno.
when they left Eternia, opens up the gateway. Why did he send him back in time?
What?
Yeah, he is.
He sent them back in time.
Didn't he have
Why?
no idea about her parents?
Oh, the ending. Yeah,
The
yeah, that's right,
ending!
beginning,
Like,
yes.
what incentive would he have to go, yes, I'm going to send her back exactly at this time?
Right,
Why?
the same
Not because
day
she
that they were
said
supposed to
anything.
leave.
Yeah.
So what? Because
To stop them
because
from
he
leaving.
saw the newspaper
Yeah.
article. Because that's clearly how Evelyn figured it out.
Yep.
It's too short. He couldn't have reached the newspaper.
But why do it in the first place? Like why? So she can have her parents back?
Yeah, it's a nice little wrap up for the character. Nice little wrap up. Here you go.
Wrap up to a movie
thank you
that
for
we're all
helping us
glad
save the
ended.
universe.
All right, so
Here,
now-
get your
so-
parents
so
back.
now
You're
my-
welcome. Here you go.
Yeah, you're welcome. Here's your parents back.
Well, now my question is, now that she has her parents back, is she leaving for New Jersey?
No.
So
Why
she
would
just stays? I don't know.
She wouldn't have to. The whole impetus for her moving to New Jersey was to get away because her parents died.
Yeah.
So-
So
So
they're
now
using
parents
the
are
Marvel.
not dead.
They're using the Marvel time mechanic. So your history is your history, never changes. So even though she got sent back, she now goes forward. That all still happened. She goes forward, living some other.
And the only thing that kind of works on this is that when this happened with her parents, it was like 6 months prior to when we see her in the beginning of the movie. Like it was only a 6 month.
It is.
gap.
Relative. I mean, it is. I think
it's not like that
Wait.
happened to her when she was a little kid.
I think I saw in the tombstone it said 86. This movie came out in like 87.
Yeah, they say it. It was like 6 months ago. Like you're
Yeah.
dealing with this tragedy for 6 months.
That doesn't mean He-Man's going to come back in the future, right?
no, it's different. It's different.
Well, yeah, no, like it's
a
different. But
tangent
thinking
timeline.
about it,
Yeah, it's a new timeline.
thinking about it too hard, I'm like,
Yeah, don't.
Don't do it.
Not with time travel. It's like you said. It's sucks.
Again, that's why I'm
Taking
like,
you
dude,
back
do
to-
not mess with. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And he goes, it can go back in time. I'm like, you better not. And
You better not.
And then,
Don't
and
do
then
it.
She,
You're
she
don't do
wakes
it, you
up.
fucking do
Don't
it.
do it,
wakes
you son
up.
of a bitch.
She
You
wakes
little
up and I'm
short
like,
bastard.
I'm like, I already know. I'm
I
like,
will
you
snatch
son
those
of a
ears right off your head.
bitch.
Well, no,
I
but
know exactly where we are.
So when she woke, that was another thing too. Like when she woke up, like looking for her parents. I feel. If you feel that,
I think she woke up and saw herself in the room. It would have looked like
so that's
6 months ago.
that's what I was wondering. Is that was
Yeah.
like when she got like it was set up the way it was prior.
And she was like,
before
no
got
way.
here.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because at that point when she was moving out, like everything must have been packed up, and the place was kind of.
Oh yeah,
disheveled.
that's right. That's right. Okay, so that
packed.
makes.
So this was like 6 months. Oh look, all my shit's back up on the walls, and my shelves and everything are fine. So she kind of realized she was already back in time. Like,
She's like, oh my God, Mom, Dad, please don't go.
like what's wrong with you? Which is always a weird thing. What the hell's wrong with you?
And then she's like, and she steals like the
Planes,
her
some
father
of it.
planes and everything. She's like, what do you do? She rents out the house and she's, where you going, idiot?
No shoes.
No shoes.
Get the hell back over
She
here.
is Mila. No
Put your
shoes.
shoes on. God damn it.
Then her boyfriend comes running down the street. I love you. It was real. They show a little Eternia thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Well, to always be with them, which is kind of a
God, that movie
thing.
sucks.
Very labyrinth, yeah.
Very labyrinth. We're always going to be with you.
I thought that was a
I
neat
like
ending
Labyrinth.
to like a
did
shit
too.
movie. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't
as long
mind
as
the
I don't
ending.
think about it,
I didn't mind
it's
it.
fine.
I like
yeah.
it. At least
it's a
they
fine way
tied
to
everything
wrap it up.
right? It was kind of wrapped up. It was a big shit sandwich. They just wrapped it all up and put it away.
And
But at
put it away
least
and
they-
said,
bow on it at
somebody's
the
going to
end.
buy this.
They tied it up and
Yeah.
they sent it away.
Nearly put it in a little bow on it.
Someone in the future is gonna like this.
Oh my
And
God.
there's going to be 4 assholes sitting around
Somebody's
the table
gonna like
talking
this.
about that, ripping it into shreds.
I can
And,
see it now.
and to go back to the Star Wars thing, how did Skeletor die?
Wasn't he pushed into a off? Like,
very-
oh my God, he was
yeah, very-
pushed off a
It was-
cliff.
he was pushed
into
into
the
the
lava.
bowels of the Grey Skull, much like the Emperor.
Are you
Jedi.
kidding? I saw that. I went, oh my God.
It was the same, like you could see, he's just like
Oh my God.
It was a
falling.
yeah, it was a
I didn't make
imagery,
that
and I'm like,
connection until you just
The
said
animation
it.
was amazing.
It was the same.
like,
Oh my God,
I-
yeah, he's just slowly
the,
gets
the
smaller.
fight scene between the two of them with the swords and the thing. I was like, oh look, it's Vader versus Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
that was-
and you're like,
it just
hey,
happened to
isn't
be
it
the
funny
Emperor
how they
gets thrown
start
out.
glowing
And the Emperor
almost?
gets, and let's talk about
And
the
the
cool
sparks.
godlike uniform that he just fucking gets.
Yeah, the
because
gold
he-
plated. Yeah,
Right?
that's to sell another toy. It's gold Skeletor.
looking like Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat. The
Yeah,
fuck out
that
of here.
was awesome.
I was like, cool headdress.
That was
Why?
that was his Master of the Universe outfit.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you get
So
to get to
bad.
buy Master Universe
So
Skeletor.
bad.
Swag.
Yeah, right.
Merchandising.
Merchandising.
Now, to be fair, like even in the new Revelation show with that Kevin Smith did, when he spoiler alert, he actually becomes and he gets the power of Grayskull. He turns like giant and like has a completely godlike uniform and costume. He's not just like Skeletor.
But I bet you the animation in that's a
Yeah.
lot better.
Oh,
Claire, 'cause
way
it's a
better.
cartoon.
Oh my
But I
God.
way
mean,
better. The animation house
like,
that did that
dude.
show was top notch. Those guys were incredible who did the new Revelation show. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it.
I'm gonna have to go back to that. I
It's
saw the
fun.
first episode and then I haven't gone back to
it's
it.
2-part, like season 1, 2-parters, like
Right.
two parts of it. But it was really fun.
No, you were saying
I
that.
couldn't stand the people that were shitting all over it.
You took my childhood away.
And it wasn't just that. It was like, it's a Tila story. It's like, who gives a shit? He-Man's in it, and he's great, and of course.
But you know what, though?
You watch the first half, and it's like, the bad guys win. It's your Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
It's so much of Teela's story, but then the second half is like He-Man.
But I think though on a certain
they killed
note,
this person, they killed that person. They killed, like,
on a certain note, with the whole thing with they made it a Teela story, not a He-Man story. I think that you go into it thinking that it is a He-Man story because we watched Masters of the Universe thinking He-Man. So going into it, that's what you're thinking. So when you do a bait and switch like that, I could see why people got pissed off.
But I'll challenge you because if you go back to the old show, there were definitely episodes that centered around different characters. Like, this is going to be a Man-at-Arms. This is going to be an Orko-centric episode. This is going to be a Teela's.
Right.
But that's not like a
He-Man
right
comes in
off
and
the bat
saves the
thing
day.
from
Right,
the
but
beginning of this series.
But I'm sure though that people that watched those episodes were like, "This is bullshit. We get no He-Man." You guys got mad that you didn't see Moon Knight in Moon Knight. So it's the same thing.
But I saw He-Man in this. There's a lot of He-Man. It just wasn't like the first half wasn't his story.
Right, but what I'm saying though, it
was kind of, but not really.
But it's the same premise though. Is you go into it thinking that it's a He-Man Master of the Universe. You go in, He-Man gets whacked, and you're like, "What the fuck, dude? What did you just do?"
He-Man gets whacked.
Well, yeah,
And you're like,
it's just like,
That's a funny way to put it.
First half, He-Man gets.
I mean, he's going to sleep with somebody. So it's like,
Did you know that in Revelations, Skeletor was played by Mark Hamill?
Yep.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Great job.
Dude, Mark
That's
Hamill's so
amazing.
good
Mark
at playing
Oppenheimer,
villains.
I think, who does one of the original voices. He does like Moss Man or something like that in that series.
Henry Rollins is Triclops.
Yeah,
Henry Rollins,
that's
really?
Yeah, it's
Can you believe that?
Black Flag.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
So I mean,
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I
Oppenheimer's
get
Moss
it.
Man.
It was really fun.
I get where you're coming from with it's a new story, but it's the bait and switch, and I can see why people get upset with it off the bat. Because I remember reading stuff about it, so I mean, I kind of get it. Like,
but it was one long continuous story. Not long. It wasn't that many episodes, but it was one.
Right, but it's the long
story.
game, and you're hoping.
Whereas the old series was a monster of the week. You know what I mean? Every episode was independent.
Right, and so I see both sides of the coin on that one.
Yeah, I can't stand people bitching all the time.
Oh my god! Well, that's what
terrible. And I know that's kind of what we're doing for these movies. I totally get
They
that.
would literally sit down and bitch about it.
Yeah, and that's fine. But like, oh Lord,
It's like that's kind of what we do. That's kind of why we're here.
Yeah, we watched it.
But we're not so much bitching about it as much as we're just shitting on it.
Yeah.
I think that there's a difference.
Yeah, you're right.
There is a difference.
Yeah.
There actually is a difference.
There's a little bit of a difference. It's we're not saying, "Oh my God, you should have done better with it." No, we understand that you had no budget, and this is the reason why the movie sucked. Like we completely get it.
Yeah.
We're not trying to make other excuses like, "Oh my God, you should have done better with your $2 shoestring fucking budget."
But there's people who love the Revelation show,
Right.
but there's nobody that loved this fucking Masters of the Universe movie.
No, because you can.
That's
like
my
The
point.
only reason you love it is because you love to hate it.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
don't
That's
see-
my
I
point.
can't even
you
find that.
The Revelation show,
Okay,
like you're
then I love it.
purposely trying to find reasons to hate it.
There was no.
When you get Revelations and it's a good story and great animation and great scripts, and you're like,
Oh, you just pulled the Bruno.
trying to find
It's a good
reasons
story.
to hate it, right? Versus Master Universe, which just sucked from beginning to end.
From beginning to
You don't
end.
have to find any reason. It's all right there on Front Street.
Yeah.
As to why you hate it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't be ridiculous.
Don't be ridiculous.
Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, that fight scene with Gold Skeletor.
Yeah.
That whole then there's like that red background behind him. It reminded me of Big Trouble in Little China when they're doing like the.
So that's so
exactly
Oh my God.
right.
As we were talking,
Yeah.
we just like now that imagery popped in my head. I wanted to bring it up
That's a
when we
good
got on
observation.
Revelations. I must have turned my head. Why did he put the sword inside the case? Was that just so nobody could get to it, or did that provide?
It was more like a symbolic kind of like, aha, your great sword is now.
But it's part
not
of the power. I
available
think
to
it's almost like a
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, because I must have I don't know, looked
I'm
out the
putting it
window or
away.
something, and then I come
Like,
back.
I'm gonna put this here.
On
It's
the
like what
top
I would
of
do
the
with my
shelf,
kids. I'm
where
going
you
to put
can't
this up
reach it.
here. Yeah.
where you can see it,
You
but
can't
you can't
touch
touch it.
Oh wait, but you do grab it in. I have the power. I was like, you're an asshole.
Yeah, the sword is kind of like the lightning rod that helps channel the power.
And that's-
I
and
think
that's-
putting it there kind of helps channel.
Yeah,
the
because
power
he
through
puts
the
it in
sword.
like you said, like little lights,
Yeah, 'cause
kind
it's a
of
sword
shine.
of power.
Yeah.
It's a sword of power. So, which again,
Literally.
can't,
sword of
you
power.
sword
can't
of
make it
power.
look like the one from the show. Seriously, somebody had to make that sword.
Yeah, they really. That was.
Just make
I
it
was
look like that.
disappointed
Mailed
by
it
that.
in.
Just get a little closer. A little closer.
so-
That's a small detail. They should have the sword has to look like it
get
does.
a little closer.
Make it-
will ya? I
It's
understand.
It's
Yeah.
so funny how they kept just not even trying.
They
trying to
absolutely
make
did not.
Because
Yeah.
they took this story, it's so stupid. They took He-Man and were like, let's make this into a movie, but then have it so different that no one likes it, not even people who like He-Man.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
You got to work hard to make the people who are fans of the thing that you're making not like it.
Oh my
Yes.
God! Like,
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two schools of thought.
Wheel of
Either-
Time.
There you go. You either have to not work at all or work really, really hard. Because if you put any effort, you'll make something good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you put
Well,
any good
if
effort,
if they made-
conscious effort.
To
they made a conscious effort, it would have
actively
been
move away
10
from
times
what's on
better
the
than what
IP.
it was. It just the whole. I mean,
But they were like, oh, we got a sword right here. This will do.
this
Yeah, it's a prop sword
Like,
they
yeah,
found
just
in the prop
paint
bag.
it a little
swear
bit.
to God.
We got some
There you
sword
go.
from some other
On-
movie. Let's use that.
on one of the scenes.
I would like to research and find if it came from another movie.
Probably.
I guarantee it
Yeah,
must have.
yeah. Let me
Bet.
know if you find out. That's
Bet.
cool.
There was one scene when they were like in the back alley and they're going up the stairs or whatever, and he was like the last one. I swear, like his sword started to fall.
Probably.
And then he's going upstairs and it's
Most
standing on
likely.
his back, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Of course.
your editing sucks."
Yeah.
Like they had a prop that almost fell on him, and it was clearly supposed to be like a gate for the door, like an outside gate. You could see that was like falling off the wall. I'm like, oh my God.
I love watching stuff like
I
film
do.
flubs.
I
and
enjoy that.
I do.
I don't tend to watch them.
I don't do it when I first watch the movie.
Yeah.
I just want to enjoy the movie. But like when I go back and watch it again, I was like, okay, and I start to see stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that was fun. That was a really great time.
But things
When I
like
watch
that
stupid shit
bother
like
me
that.
because I look at it, I go, that's your job. Do your fucking job.
I know.
Yeah.
There's
Like you
There's
get
someone
paid
whose
good
job
money.
it is to make sure that doesn't happen.
Right, like you get
Yeah.
paid good money to do shit like that.
but we talked
do
about
it.
that before. We talked about that like with Game of Thrones and the Starbucks cup
Yeah.
on the table.
Yeah.
Like, shit happens like that all
Or
the
the
Well,
guy in the
things-
back
but
of
here's the thing, though.
Mandalorian,
Yeah.
just kind of in his like
Things
shirt.
like
Yeah.
that, I'll be
Really?
okay with. It's the shitty,
But-
like editing and props and
But the
like,
Mandalorian one, things like that piss me off more because, and maybe with Game of Thrones too, because that's relatively new. But something like Mandalorian, okay, somebody saw that eventually. You're dumb at like how many times it was looked over when they edited that thing together. Nobody saw that guy back that said, "Bring it back to the digital people and just digitally erase him."
just erase them.
And they just didn't.
They just did it like that. Fucking leave him in there. Like,
Okay,
you can
so-
easily, you can digitally erase that guy out of there really
Yes.
fast.
So I'm gonna throw some stuff in there because I've got the inside track on a lot of Mando stuff, and a lot of it changes like by the day.
Yeah.
So no, and here's what I mean by that. He'll say, shoot this shot like this, and I want these things to happen, and then they'll shoot it. They'll spend weeks editing it, done, and then he'll be like, you know what? Change it completely. Let's do it like this, like totally different. We got to reshoot the whole shot. We got to re-edit
needs to be
the
done
whole
tomorrow.
shot, and it's gonna be done tomorrow because they're already a month into it, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
I am absolutely not surprised that happened on Mando because it's happening again on Mando 3, and I can tell you,
You're not supposed to. Shh.
yeah. So, but it's okay. Like it's not. But like
It's only spoilers.
Look, it makes for.
Well, no, I just don't
it
want
makes
anybody to get in trouble for
it
this.
makes for a great story. Okay, and whatever happens usually comes out really well. But these things happen all the time. Like they make late changes, and so Marco's right. If they had shot the shot and it's been a month and they do it and they still couldn't go back or they missed it, like they would have done it. But I bet it was like shot and reshot and edited and re-edited and re-edited. And by the time it got to time to go, it's time to go. Sorry guys, they missed it. They probably put it in production, and then before you know it, a week later,
So
they caught it and like, oh, way
having
too
the
fucking late.
Having the background
Yeah.
scoop, having the background scoop that you do from the time they put it in the can, as it's said, like that's it. No more editing. We're done with it.
Yeah.
To the time they release it, and now
It's like days or weeks. You know how you know how it's coming out like end of this year.
Yeah.
They're nowhere near done with it right now.
yeah.
They're
And that's only what,
they
7 months away.
They still have like months of work to be done,
Right.
Because a lot of this is changing.
Yeah.
And so, like,
So that was my question.
yeah.
What is the timeline
For sure,
between
I'm not sure
putting
how
the
they're going to
can
make some of
on
those
Disney
deadlines.
Plus?
Yeah, they're working their people
Wow.
hard,
Jeez.
and so
So if it's that quick,
it
yes.
is. It really is.
It used to not be that way.
No, it still isn't that way for anyone who's not working with this director.
Yeah.
Oh. So
It depends on the director, right? And different directors have different ways of operating. So
Well, yeah, because the Mando show, like every episode, is a general director. Yeah, he doesn't direct them all. He writes them. He's writing them. But they have
he's
different people.
writing the. Well, yeah, you're right. So, but
Like
whoever's-
Bryce Dallas Howard will direct an episode. And
right, but what's
different
directed
people
on the
will-
episode is already set, right? So they change all. But anyway, it's not easy, and there's a lot of different changes that come down the pike. And so a lot of these changes are made at the 11th hour, and then they're changed, they're made, they're shot, they're edited, they're done, they go. And then a week later, like, there's a dude with the shirt.
Like, yo, did you see the guy with the shirt?
They're like, oh my
and they're like, well,
God.
we're going to go with it. It's going to be an Easter egg, and we're going to make fun of it. It's going to be okay, right? Like, because at the end of the day,
it'll just light up the Instagram.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's kind of good press because you can just sit there and be like, you know what? We missed it. Hey, that's okay. Everybody loves this show. Like, you know.
Or even if you haven't seen the show, you're going to hear the show like, oh, there's the cup on the table. And
Yeah.
there's the guy with the
Yeah,
shirt.
so
Like,
have to
wait,
watch
look
the
for the
episode.
cup.
watch that episode
Yeah, because that
now.
was years ago, and we're still talking
And we're
about
still
it.
talking, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, look for the cup. Oh, there it is. There's the cup, right?
There's the cup, yeah,
And then
exactly.
you
You almost
you
think
got
they
an
do it on
inside
purpose.
line, right?
You almost think they do it on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean-
I'm not saying they do.
As long as it's
but
not
like, it's just
egregious,
funny.
I don't see the why not. I mean,
Yeah.
put a dude with a
As long as
T-shirt
it's
in the
not
background.
Masters of the Universe. It's
not
a
right
tiny
in
little
front of
thing
your
in the
face.
background.
It still bumps
catch
me
it?
out when you see it. Like, what the hell's that dude doing there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still like, it drives you crazy when I see it. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that guy doing
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
You know what millions you're spending on this?
Yeah.
Give me $5 more bucks.
Yeah, I just think
Easily
that.
take him out.
I'll go there and tell that guy to get out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they did that in the movie just because they suck.
Yeah. Exactly.
That it wasn't done on purpose. That had no budget. They clearly
Yeah, this
didn't have
movie
somebody
sure
watching
sucks.
over the movie going, let's make sure everything looks good.
Everything
They're
was
like, are we
falling
done?
apart.
Cool. Wrap that shit. Throw it in the can. Let's go. Let's go. We
Party
got another
time,
movie.
rap party, let's go.
We got another movie we got to do in about 20 minutes.
That's right.
What's left over? We can pick that
What's
up and use it
left?
for the next movie. Like props.
What's
And let's
left?
use that
The
sword.
party-
Hell, we'll
Party
just
time.
take that
The
whole
hookers are
character
blue.
right
Let's
there
go.
and put him in the next movie we
Yeah,
make.
take that mask, paint it yellow. We're going to use it for the next movie.
Yeah, don't even get out of your costume. Let's go.
Just gonna spray
Come
paint
on.
you.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, it was bad.
yeah. That's that. It's
Any
such a
final
bad
words
movie.
on Masters of the Universe?
It was terrible.
It was terrible.
It was masterfully horrible.
Masterfully horrible.
Campy, neat, and one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, I give it one dildo.
One dildo for you.
Right up the ass it gets it. Horrible.
Oh, this show is going off the rails.
Quick. It's all right. We have another one to do.
I can't wait to watch it again. So
When we're drunk.
When I'm totally drunk. So we gotta say we've been throwing a lot of shade at Three Geeky Dads.
No, we're just
but
kidding
we
around.
love those guys.
We're just
Honestly,
kidding
I
around.
do. I love those guys. I want to get them on the show at some point. I want to be on their show at some point. We do love it. We're throwing them some shade, but it's been fun.
Three Kiki Dads and a Tito.
And a Tito. I know. They talked about that before too.
Yeah.
They're not gonna change the name, nor should they.
No, not at all.
But we love those guys, so hopefully we'll chat with those guys again soon. I
Yeah,
can't
it'd be
wait
great to have them on.
That would be fun. Those guys are hysterical. Listen to them.
They
chat.
are really good.
They really.
like them.
Oh, hello, Mark. I love when
Yeah.
he does that.
Yep.
It was really good. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Mila, thank you.
Thank you.
Larry, thank you.
Thank you.
Bruno.
Yes?
You got nothing?
Thank you.
Oh, what?
We are Entertainment Rants at
sorry, what?
entertainmentrants.com. Find us online on our social media at Entertainment Rants. Engage with us via email at engageentertainmentrants.com. And we'll see you on the next one, everybody. Let's keep ranting.
Let's rant.